Broadcasting live from the Jersey Shore, it's Coach Kev on the Damage 365 Radio Network.
And welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of the Indy Supershow here on the Damage 365 Radio Network, also being streamed live on the Spreaker Network and YouTube and iHeartRadio. Welcome back, everybody. I am Coach Kev, leading you away. We'll be joined a little bit later on by some of my fellow promoters, talking about a various amount of really shady people that it just seems every week I get some new material with some new BS. But we'll definitely at 7:10 get the call from Christopher Ott, the man who was in the middle of that controversy, and not by his doings, of course. He sold a bunch of handmade painting prints of Roddy Piper. Right around the time of the passing of Piper. They were purchased after the passing by RF Video's Rob Feinstein, and miraculously, they later on were being sold, signed by Roddy Piper, which obviously does not make sense. So there was some problems there, and then later on they had a confrontation, as we mentioned a couple of weeks ago on the show, at this year's 2018 installment of Wrestlecon in New Orleans, Louisiana. And we'll talk to Mr. Ott about that encounter that we witnessed, because it was right near our table. It should be really interesting. And of course, later on in the show, we're going to talk about a promoter named Joe Rogers, who runs 5 Star Wrestling in PA, and he was supposed to be doing a fundraiser charity show in Butler PA this weekend, and that got canceled last minute. The promoter is blaming it on the hotel venue, and the venue said they have no idea that it was even canceled until fans were calling to confirm the news. And the promoter is claiming that the hotel canceled on them and booked the hall for a wedding. So we will try to give Mr. Rogers, who is in our neighborhood, we'll try to give Mr. Rogers a call and see if he'll answer the phone. If not, we got plenty of info to fill in the blanks and let you know about 5 Star Wrestling's promoter Joe Rogers, and of course the Days Inn of Butler, Pennsylvania. Of course, and later on in the show, Mike Dickinson, always back in the news. Always. I mean, if you Google this guy, it's literally article after article of this guy ripping people off, stealing, lying, scamming, doing some bullshit booking with somebody, some after party somewhere, which he never even shows up to, screws people out of money. You know, you've heard us talk about him with Rikishi. We heard us talk about him with Brian Lawler, with this past Wrestlecon with the Knockouts, James Ellsworth. I mean, it just goes on and on and on with this guy. But of course, you know, he's back thinking he's all big and tough with his keyboard balls on Twitter. And of course, he got in trouble with Twitter because he's a clown. But now he's dragged Brian Christopher Lawler, formerly known as Grandmaster Sexay, drags him in the middle of this, because now Lawler's having an issue out of nowhere with former WWE tag team artist B. Brian Blair, and it's just unbelievable. And of course, I questioned Brian about this, being Brian Lawler about this. He erupted into a rant, because obviously he was on another bender, and tried to curse me out, block me, and then, of course, you have Dickinson chiming in. Has me blocked, by the way, so I can't see it, but chiming in, trying to bash me on Facebook, but not allowing me to see what he's saying. So this is the absolute baby bullcrap that goes on, and the wrestling industry is filled with these people, whether it's promoters, booking agents, or whatever the case may be. And I have a problem that could solve all of this. So I'm going to throw it out there. We'll see if it sticks, because sometimes, shit sticks. So we're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Christopher Ott, and we'll talk a little bit about that Roddy Piper situation and our video's Rob Feinstein.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Feinstein Wrestling Superstore in the world-famous Englishtown Flea Market. Blue Building, booths 46 through 48. Check them out for all your wrestling memorabilia needs. They have figures, lucha masks, t-shirts, retro collectibles, DVDs, cards, and so much more. You can also pick up tickets to local indie wrestling promotions. That's right, you heard it here on the Damage 365 Radio Network. The Feinstein Wrestling Superstore in the world-famous Englishtown Flea Market, Blue Building, booths 46, 47, and 48. Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/Feinstein Inc. for more information.
This is Eddie Edwards, one half of the Wolves, and you are listening to Damage 365 Radio, where the hunt is on.
Do you laugh so hard to other podcasts you're a danger on the road?
Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should.
Do you drive your friends crazy going on and on about said podcast?
You're an idiot.
Do you have trouble falling asleep at night?
For 6 months, I couldn't sleep.
If you've answered yes to one or all three of these questions, have no fear.
Here, at After the Credits, we have patented a formula of quasi-cogent opinion seasoned with shameless in-bickering to provide you with an experience that is both AAA safe and moderately amusing.
So join the dueling duo of Robert Kajowski and Norton every week for the latest in trailer and movie reviews, as well as the occasional TV talk. Because at After the Credits on Damage 365 Radio, we believe in four things.
Water's wet, the sky's blue, women have secrets.
And that listening to our show will guarantee that your insurance premiums will plummet.
Neither Robert nor Norton can legally ensure a smooth experience on the road. Some drivers are chess monsters. Additionally, neither After the Credits nor Damage 365 Radio can legally guarantee any insurance premiums will go down. After the Credits, however, can be heard on the iHeartRadio app available through Google Play and iTunes.
This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Check us out on one of our fine locations, 930 Route 34 in Matawan, New Jersey, or 233 East Main Street in Manasquan, New Jersey. From pizza and salads to pasta and buffalo wings, we have something to suit every member of your family. Whether you're seeking to take out, delivery, or just want to dine in, let us do the dishes. We would be more than happy to take care of your next meal. Our courteous and friendly restaurant staff is here to meet and exceed all your expectations. We promise an enjoyable experience each and every time we serve you. Try our award-winning sesame seed crust pizza, the recent winner of first place in the Las Vegas Pizza Open in the Artisans Division. Visit us online at sesameseedpizza.com for store hours, menus, and phone numbers, or just stop by one of our two great locations. You'll be glad you did. Esposito's Pizza and Pasta, so close to eating at Mom's, but without all the yelling.
This is former WWE superstar Damien Sandow, now known as Aaron Stevens, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Keep it tuned. You're welcome.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and at this time we are joined by Christopher Ott. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, man?
All right, man. It's a couple weeks in the making, man. I was trying to get you on. You know, you're very busy, and I understand, but I appreciate you giving us the time.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. I've been eager to get on. It's just been a little bit tough, but even tough tonight. But we're gonna make it happen, man, just because it's gone on too long. Absolutely.
Anything we can get out, that'd be awesome. And let's just do a quick backdrop of the story. Anything that you can read on social media was basically Rob Feinstein walked up to a table at a show that you were selling Roddy Piper prints, whatever, if it was a purchase or a trade, whatever, that info doesn't really, who cares? He acquired them somehow, some way, and then magically they were signed afterwards, and,
like 3 days later on the internet.
Now, was Piper already have passed after when this purchase? Well, obviously the purchase was made after he passed, but it was the same weekend.
Right. He passed on Friday night, and then on Saturday we had the stuff set up. I had all our wrestling prints up at the booth. Saturday morning, before I even got there, Rob was like walking around the show, and he saw the stuff. And I guess he told the guy who was set up at the table next to us, like, "Hey, when you'll be here, I want to get this stuff." So we got there Saturday morning, and Piper had already passed the night before, and then pretty quickly after we got there, he came back by the table, and he's like, "I want every Piper print you have."
Now, did you know who he was at this? Did you have any idea who this guy was?
I had seen him at a show before, but I had no idea any of his background or anything like that. He had approached me at another show about something else. I think it was I think it was They Live T-shirts that we had back a while back before that. And he goes, "I can wholesale those from you and sell them or whatever." And I said, "Okay, give me a shot." I never heard from him. That was at a different show. So I recognized him, but I had no idea his name, who he was. He was just, that's that vendor that wanted to wholesale stuff from me before.
Okay. Now, just walk us real quick through. He wants all these prints that you made. Now, these were hand drawn, painted pictures by you.
Well, they were digital copies of it, hand drawn art by me. Yeah, it was, Roddy Piper art that we had released a while back. Well, we had done the art a while back. I had released a set of smaller versions of prints, and then we. And worked with Piper back then, but this was the initial release of an 11 by 17 print of it. And we had just come out with them, and Rob came by and was like, "Oh, I want everything you got on you." And I said, "Well, I can make more too." "Yeah, I want more. And at the time, he mentioned to my girlfriend at the booth, he said something about, "I'm not even going to sell these. He's just going to go with online orders." Because he was stating how devastated he was that Piper died, and he was a huge fan, and he said, "I'm just going to send these out with online orders or something." So we was like, "Okay, cool, whatever you want." I had worked with Piper on things before, met him numerous times, and he had meant a lot. So talking to him, I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm crushed." It was another wrestling fan. We were at a horror convention, so it wasn't a ton of other wrestling fans there. So it was somebody to talk to for a couple minutes there, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool, that's nice." And then it was a few days later, we got back home. We live in Florida. We got back home from Philly, and I wake up in bed, and somebody tagged me on Facebook. They're like, "Hey, look, this dude's selling your art prints." And I'm like, "He just bought those from me the day after Piper died." So I was like, I left some comment on his page, and I was like,